Have you noticed that nothing feels serious anymore? Every week, there's another massive headline, something that could dominate conversations for months, but instead, it dominates TikTok for about 48 hours. Then somebody makes a meme, somebody makes an edit, somebody turns it into an AI voice. Before you know it, the entire internet has moved on. I've been thinking about this for a while, because I generally don't remember it always feeling like this. It honestly feels like the internet has forgotten how to just stop, look at what happened, and process it. Instead, everything immediately becomes content. Not even a few hours after something huge happens, somebody is already farming millions of views off it. Reaction videos, TikToks, edits, memes, tweets, Instagram reels. It's almost like people are racing to make the first joke before anyone even understands the situation. And honestly, that scares me a little. Take the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Whether you support him or absolutely hate him, it was one of the biggest political moments in recent history. Former president was shot at during a campaign rally. People were injured, someone died. That's an insane headline. But what happened online? Within hours, people were making edits, memes, reaction images, AI videos, people arguing over who made the funniest joke instead of talking about what had actually happened. It almost felt like the internet treated it as another trending topic instead of one of the biggest political events in years. The same thing happened with this criminal case involving Sean Diddy Combs. As more reporting came out and the case dominated the news, social media exploded. Not with discussions about the legal process, not with conversations about the people involved, but with memes. People making edits, people turning serious reporting into TikTok sounds, people joking about every new headline. Again, I'm not saying people can't joke, but it genuinely felt like the jokes become more popular than the actual news. And I also remember the Titan submersible. 5 people died after the submersible imploded while trying to visit the Titanic wreck. For a few days, it was the biggest story on the internet. People were following every update. Everybody wanted to know what happened. Almost immediately, the memes started. OceanGate jokes, controller jokes, Titanic edits, people arguing over who could make the funniest post. A tragedy that took 5 lives somehow became another internet trend. The same thing happened after Charlie Kirk's death. Whenever you agreed with him or completely disagreed with him, a person had died. And within hours, the internet split into 2 sides. One side trying to have serious conversations, the other side making memes, edits, and jokes. Instead of slowing down for even a moment, everything immediately became content again. And honestly, it feels like that's become the default reaction for almost every major event now. Another good example was the renewed attention around the Epstein court documents. For years, people talked about wanting more information released, and more documents became public, and almost immediately Twitter was full of screenshots, TikTok was full of theories, Instagram was full of memes, and people started making giant lists. People started arguing in comment sections. But here's the weird part. It felt like very few people were actually reading the reporting itself. Most people were reacting to other people's reactions. The discussion became about going viral instead of understanding what had actually been released. And that's honestly the biggest problem. The internet moves so fast that before you even finish thinking about one story, another one's replacing it. The Trump shooting, then something else. The Diddy case, then something else. The Epstein documents trend again, then something else. Nothing gets time to breathe anymore. It's just headline, meme, next headline, meme, over and over again. I honestly don't think people became less empathic overnight. I think our attention spans got destroyed. Think about your average day. You wake up, you open your phone, see a serious news story, scroll, funny meme, scroll, somebody cooking steak, then you scroll again, war footage, and then you scroll, cat video, and your brain doesn't know what deserves your attention anymore. Everything is mixed together into one endless feed. Eventually, even huge events start feeling normal. And before somebody comments on this out of context, I'm not saying jokes are bad. People have always used humor to deal with terrible situations. Sometimes that's completely normal. Sometimes it's healthy. The problem is when humor completely replaces the conversation. When people remember the meme but completely forget why the meme existed in the first place. That's when I think we've got a problem. I also noticed that outrage barely lasts anymore. Everybody gets angry, everyone reposts, everyone says this changes everything. Then a few days later, silence. Not because everything got fixed, not because justice suddenly happened. People just found another story, another trend, another controversy. Then the cycle repeats over and over again. I don't think we've become terrible people. I don't think society suddenly stopped caring. I think social media changed the way we experience serious events. Everything happens faster, everything spreads faster, everything becomes entertainment faster. And because of that, nothing stays serious for very long. Maybe that's just the internet now, or maybe we've forgotten how to slow down. Either way, I think it's something worth thinking about. Anyways, thank you for watching.